Hello. In this video, we are going to discuss rules, program, and budget as the types of plans. This is chapter number 4, plus 2 business studies, and the name of the chapter is planning. In the previous videos, we have discussed about the different types of plan, in which we have discussed about single use plan and standing plans. Then we have discussed objectives as a plan, strategy as a type of plan, policy as a type of plan, procedure as a type of plan, and methods as a type of plan. This is video 5 of the types of plan. Previous topics were covered in 4 parts, and this is the part 5 and the final part of the types of plan. The types of plan that we are going to do in this video is rules, program, and budget. Rules is a type of standing plan. In the previous videos, we have discussed about standing plans, a plan that occur again and again or regularly over a period of time. So rules once framed will be followed again and again. So how we are going to define rules? We can say that rules are specific statements that inform what is to be done. Rules reflect a managerial decision that a certain action must or must not be taken. It means rules reflect the decision of the management in which a particular thing can happen, a particular action can be taken, or it cannot be taken. Employees are expected to follow the rules while performing any type of activity. Rules are rigid and it must be strictly followed. They do not allow any flexibility. There is no discretion while following the rules. We can say that rules are the simplest type of plans because there is no compromise or change unless a policy decision is taken to change them. Rules are enforced to maintain discipline and to avoid disorder and chaos in the organization. The violation is generally associated with some type of disciplinary action. Some type of penalty can be imposed if rules are not properly followed. We can take an example that a company may have the rule of no smoking in a factory premises. The next plan is a program. Program is a detailed statement about a project which outline the objectives, policies, procedures, rules, tasks, human and physical resources required, and the budget to implement any course of action. As you can note from the definition, that program is a detailed statement, and this detailed statement includes objectives, policies, procedures, rules, tasks, human and physical resources, and the budget to implement any course of action. Program will include the entire group of activities as well as the organizational policy and how it will contribute to the overall business plan. Programs gives us step-by-step approach to guide the action necessary to reach a predetermined goal. The minute details are worked out, that is, the procedure, rules, budgets within the broad policy framework are worked out in a very minute way. Programs can be of different types, like production program, it can be training program, it can be sales promotion program, etc. Let us take an example of program. A company may have program with respect to construction of a new factory premises. The company requires a new factory premises, and for that a company may prepare a program. It may include objectives, the policies, the procedures, the rules, tasks, budgets, everything can be included in that. Now, what is the difference between the rules and the procedures? Before discussing this difference between rules and a procedure, we have to recall what is a procedure. We have discussed in the previous lecture that procedure is a step-by-step sequence to perform a particular activity. So when we are going to compare procedure and rules, we would be comparing it under different bases. The first basis of nature, procedures are the broad guidelines within which management can exercise little discretion, whereas rules have to be strictly followed and there is no scope for discretion. The second point of difference is flexibility. Procedures are more flexible and rules are rigid. A fact of violation, if you are not following the procedure, there is no specified penalty mentioned. But for the rules, if it is not followed properly, there is a penalty for that. The last type of plan we would be discussing is the budget. The budget is a single use plan because every time we have an activity, we will have a fresh budget for that. Budget is a statement of expected result. Which is expressed in numerical terms. Over a specific period of time. Now, budget is a plan which quantifies facts and figures. For example, a sales budget may forecast the sales of different products in each area for a particular month. Budget may also be prepared to show the number of workers required in a factory when there is more and more production. As budget is expressed in numerical terms, it becomes easier to compare actual figures with expected figures and take corrective actions likely. Thus, we can say that budget is also a control device from which deviations can be taken care of. But in order to prepare a budget, we need forecasting. So it is a fundamental planning instrument in many organizations. Some examples of budget can be the sales budget, the production budget, the cash budget, revenue and expense budget, etc. Let us take an example of budget. Cash budget is prepared to show the expected inflow and outflow of cash for a period in advance. Cash inflow comes from sales and cash outflow is the form of expenses. The net cash position can be determined by subtracting cash outflow from the cash inflow. Management needs to hold adequate cash balances for various purposes, but at the same time, it should avoid excess cash balance as it gives little or no return. So, business must assess and plan its need for cash with a degree of caution. So, these are the different types of plans which is used in different organizations. The study of these plans helps the managers in order to perform better in their activities.